Welcome to the series of how to implement lean to improve our RCM. So we already discussed that in our previous video. What are all the lean principles which can be implemented into the RCM? How we can improve our RCM into the next level, right? Let me share my screen. And this is what we discussed in the last session. This we went through. There are totally 7 ways are there and how we can avoid that and then improve in RCM. We talked about teamwork, transportation, inventory, motion, waiting, overproduction, and then overprocessing and defects. Most of you guys who attended Lean Six Sigma training, you know this. Theoretically, you know very strong in this particular teamwork. But how to practically implement? That's a real challenge, right? So for that, we are taking this session to discuss about that. How we can avoid this teamwork by how we can do it practically, how we are going to implement this particular scenarios. So there is a concept called pre-billing audit workflow. So we tried this and then there's a very effective way to avoid your waste, right? So what we are trying to do here in the pre-billing audit flow is you go to your denial trend and then understand what is your denial trend for minimum of 6 months or a year, right? Based on that, you create a SOP. How we can arrest this denial from the charge, from the billing side itself, you create a SOP. And based on that particular SOP, you create the pre-billing audits. See, for example, eligibility. We'll take one by one. Okay, for example, I'm taking my eligibility is my top denial, which I want to arrest. Okay, how I'm going to do it from the pre-billing audit. See, the eligibility, if you drill down to the eligibility denial, okay, so you may understand the majority of the eligibility denial is not going to come from all of your location, right? It will be, there are top 3 location, which is creating a lot of challenges. They don't know what is Medicare and what is Medicare MCO plan. That is your challenge. And try to drill down and then do more analytics to understand who is creating this eligibility problem. Okay, there are 2 ways to do it. Either you can go back and then give a training to that particular location front desk staff, and then we can reduce this. It need your client help that you can initiate. And from the billing side, what you can do, take those location and then start doing the eligibility check. Okay, even though your contract does not need to do eligibility check, do that. Okay, you do it through the manual force or you do through the automation. Do that to arrest your eligibility problem. If you identify the patient is not active, instead of waiting for a denial, you can escalate to your client, these patients are not active. What we need to do? If you're able to identify the right insurance, go ahead and then bill it. Your first pass ratio will improve. Right? The similar way, the prior authorization, right? Before you bill any of your claim, you know that what all the CPT could definitely need authorization. Check that whether authorization is attached to the claim and then how we are going to take it forward. If authorization is not there, escalated to your authorization team, at least you will have a chance to create a retro. The same way, coding denial, right? And I don't want to go in depth on all. This is a method what we can create a SOP. Once the SOP is created, see what we need to do. First, we are going to give a pre-billing audit. Check based on the SOPs, what is you created based on your denial. Give it to the billing team. Ask them to do the pre-billing audit. They review the SOP and able to make changes. Then refile your corrected claim, right? Bill the correct claim. See, most of the time we are dealing with a single payer, single provider, or a small doctor's office, right? They will ask you to do the billing. That will be very easy. We can go back, correct it, and then rebill because charges is in your hand. In majority of the big clients, right, we don't have the charge entry in our hand. It will become an automated. So in that scenario, we can identify and then create it, and then you can fix it. See, for example, I don't have SOP. What I need to do, if any new denial is going to come in, you work on that particular denial, create a SOP based on your category and based on your analysis, and then push back that to your pre-billing. See, the pre-billing audit will save a lot of your denial, and that's a very, very powerful methodology. This avoid your team. right? Go through this and then understand. If any questions, you please raise it in the comment box. We will discuss on that later. I hope this video will be helpful for you. We are continuously giving these kind of shorter videos to empower the RCM community. Thank you. See you again. Have a nice day. Bye.